awesomely cheesy intro. Well, say goodbye to everyone! That's right, Shinobi Month is coming to a close, the fourth and final video, and you know, I love doing top 10s, even though I haven't done one in 6 months, holy crap! Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make a top 10 right now, based on the 10 favorite levels of mine that I've played this month. Roll the title card!
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Heemin Game's first top 10 in over half a year! Wait, no. Heemin Game's top 10 levels from Shinobi!
An opinion piece.
The 16-bit era. There's really only so much you can do with a 2D plane. That's what makes gimmicks really stand out, and one of the games that shows that really well is Sega's own Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, and also the Shinobi series for the Mega Genesis. If you haven't seen my other videos on the games, well, you can probably just sit tight, because I gushed pretty hard about the levels that I already liked. So let's just go and set the rules real quick. I'm only going to consider levels from Shinobi, Revenge of Shinobi, and Shinobi 3. I'll be focusing on the level, and hey, what the heck, if the level leads into a boss, I'll also allow that to add points if it's a cool boss. So with that, let's hop right into the news!
Who can say where the road goes?
The second to last level in Shinobi 3. Not the best starting place out of the 10 that I chose, but this is number 10. Not to be confused with the level immediately after this one, which gets an honorable mention as the second worst level in the entire series because the next have a difficulty curve. But this level is super cool. There aren't any enemies on this level, but there are a lot of mechanical defenses. I think the thing I like the most about the machines is that they don't feel like that they're there to kill you, just that they're big hunks of metal on the ship, and with each one you destroy, you're doing thousands of dollars of damage to Zed's awesome base thing. I also like the opening little segment where Joe has to jump and monkey bar across these beams. It's a lot like that show Ninja Warrior. Oh, wait. Ninja Warrior! One thing I noticed about my videos is I really sped through every single level and didn't spend too much time on it, and this is probably the level I talked about the most, but I really like it. I mean, at glance, it feels like a factory. You need to hop around all the factory machinery and the factory mechanical hazards, and oh, the factory song! But as much as it may feel like a factory to little Chet, 24-year-old Chet has some serious reservations about the infrastructure and placement of all the devices. The closest thing they have to anything working in tandem with each other is that this thing dispenses engines here, and then they explode, and then they go through this chute, and then they explode again. And I do think it's worth mentioning that after this, you get to fight the Terminator. Riding on a horse real fast, so quickly I'll send ya. I am riding on a horse real quick, cause I am a ninja. Such a fun and inventive level. Most levels you control the pace, but here they throw you on top of old Charleston? I don't know the name of the horse. He looks like a Charleston, right? And you are riding along and you get to hop fences, and seriously, there are ninja that are able to keep up with your horse until you slip them up by blowing them up. There's not much to say about this level except that the thrill of riding a horse while fighting ninjas is a very real and valid feeling that you don't get to experience anywhere else. Alright, I really like this level. It's very creepy and unsettling, man, you get to fight acid creatures, and also these high-minded foes. And also when you approach these jars, you get a chance to fight the brains that pop out at you. I really enjoy the level, and I enjoy the challenge of it. And I also kind of enjoy the final boss of the level, which is 20 brains in a jar? What the frick?
Now, what would a platform game be without platforms?
This question keeps me up late at night. Well, that, copious amounts of Mountain Dew and bone-crushing stress, but this level eases that first problem, because this level is based entirely around this rising platform and uses it to great effect. You Usually auto-scrolling levels suck. That's because they're poorly paced and going horizontally. This level, however, is going vertically, and the pacing, in one word, perfection. They have well-placed enemies and crates. You see, you really want the crates, but if you leave the platform, you take the risk of not making it back in time. And that's why this level is so fun. Never a second of downtime, just calculated risk. Great level! The 6th level from Shinobi. Hey, I actually enjoyed a level from that primitive game. I mean, it has water ninjas, but most importantly, this level comes after the ship level, and my good heavens, that's another difficulty spike that will impale you to the wall and make you cry like a little baby. This level is right after that one, and it's easy enough to let you nurse your wounds, and you can sit in the water. It's kind of similar to the worst level in the series, but there are no pixel-perfect jumps, just water ninjas, which is my favorite variety of ninja. Another unique level that, without actually doing anything that different, introduces intense feelings of speed. The level lets you move at your own pace, but also has ceiling beams that discourage you from moving too quickly. But they won't stop until you get outside, and once you get outside, the speeding background makes you feel like you're going a mile a minute. And Rambo! But that's compared to the next level in version 1.0, because after that you get to fight Batman and Spider-Man. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Except maybe trademark laws, but those are broken enough already, so I'm glad to see someone pushing against the grain. This level, much like the factory, is so cool in concept, but if you slow down and look at it objectively— Stop it! You're ruining the level! Clearly Joe isn't going up the rocks as quickly as he's falling. Just look at the background. And this level's kind of completely impossible because of Newton's third law of motion that states that for every action there's an equal— I said stop it! Sit back and enjoy the ride! I can't overlook safety hazards, but the law of physics is something that someone as awesome as a ninja can disregard. Go ahead and say it. It's the exact same level as the horse level, but this level is on the water and not the ground, so it's much cooler. Actually, come to think of it, the last level was on the air and not the ground, so it was pretty cool too. But man, this level, you feel awesome beating people to death with your surfboard, and seriously, when you smack someone off their bike and they fall down and explode, it's just so satisfying. You get to fight a couple of bosses using this very unique gameplay style, and man, I just love it. Okay, so this level is so unlike every other level in the series. First off, I said it was called Chinatown. Turns out the song is called Make Me Dance. And boy, does it! Sweet teriyaki chicken, I am white. But this level is super cool. Okay, I don't know what you know about traditional Sonic the Hedgehog level design, but it's usually split into two pieces. There's the top part of the level that allows you to go fast and has a few gaps. And these gaps lead down to the bottom part where you need to slow down and use more caution. This level is so insanely smart and follows the Sonic pattern to a T. You can jump up to the top and run through it, fighting only a few roof ninjas, but carelessness will get you thrown down to the streets below, where you have a hard time fighting off all the enemies and jumping over the gaps. Top-notch level design. I love it. So boom, there's Shinobi Month. There's the other 3 videos right there and a Fire Emblem video. Watch them, I don't care too deeply. If you like watching videos in July, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you like watching videos in September, get lost. No one likes you or your horribly misguided opinions.
Except me, of course. Oh my gosh, that's exhausting. Oh Okay.